Hello, this is Riikka from Finland for Artist Live, and today we're doing some ATCs, but of course you can use the same technique in art journal spreads or any paper craft for that part. We're using some fun mediums like acrylic paints, and this is not working. Acrylic paints and the new Prima oil pastels. Just come on. Okay, now let me just align the camera for you and then turn on the additional light because we are in Finland and it's starting to get dark. Okay. I'm just checking that you are still seeing and hearing me. I hope you are. Okay, so there's quite a bunch of these. Maybe I'm not going to finish so many today, but let's see how it goes. Because the background is really easy. It's just playing with colors and having fun. So my base is, again, this mix between watercolor paper and heavier cardstock. Hi Zoe! So you could use watercolor paper or cardstock, anything that is a bit heavier than like regular printing paper, because we're working with paints, so we need a bit sturdier background, so it won't go to pieces when adding moisture with those paints. So let's start with acrylic paints. Of course you can use any acrylic paint, but I have these Ranger ones here. These are a bit heavy bodied, so I like that type of those. Just move them here. And the first step is really easy. This is somewhat like mimicking kind of the jelly plate kind of background, but just doing it straight to the paper. You are not doing prints, but just working on the paper itself. So first I'm applying a few colors straight to the paper, and well, maybe I start with the two. So then I take the sprayer and just spread the colors to the paper, like that. Add some more. Just a few drops. As you can see, I don't put that much on there. And when you're applying the paints, what you need to keep in mind is the color theory. Because if you mix opposite colors, you end up with somewhat brownish parts on the paper. So that might be a good idea to avoid that at the first place. Or then just go with it and see what happens. I'm thinking that's okay for the background. As you can see, there's still a lot of the white showing. So we can do it like this, or then add something else on top. So next step, we're using the stencils and again the acrylic paint. Let me just get some of the plate here. Let's start with those two, for example. This stencil is by Prima. It's the bubbles, and by far this is my favorite one. And you can just use it almost in everywhere. because it's just these lovely little circles. So just dabbing the paint through the stencil. Let's see what that looks like. Not bad. Let's move it around a bit. Maybe adding purple in there. I think you're definitely just having fun. Just some here too. Like that. And then let's play with another stencil. And as it's starting to get a bit dark, let's add purple. No, it's not purple. This is magenta. Maybe I should even add a touch of white. Oh, let's see how this goes, and then I'll grab the white I needed it. And of course, you can dry the layers between, but as this is acrylic paint, so it dries really fast. And what I'm applying the acrylic paints with is just a piece of cosmetic sponge. And what's great about this, because when it gets used, you can just snip a piece off, and then you're again good to go. No, it's a bit hard. Oh, let's stop here. Let's try that. So, and this stencil is also by bring one called Honeycomb. I think it's a rather fun name for this stencil. I see it something like it's bubble wrap or something. This might go wrong, but I need to add some yellow in there. Let's see what we end up with that. There might be some funny looking parts, but let's try. Oh, then it just said that you can't hear me or something like that, so I need to speak a bit closer to the camera. Let's try this. It also might be, again, my husband is reading to the girls. I'm trying to be not as noisy. Just dabbing paint. What do you think? Need some more? Look at that turquoise. Ooh, turquoise. Me adding turquoise. That's a new one. Let's add the bubbles again. As you can see, this is completely different colors scheme as the samples, and it's just like going with the flow. Just adding some colors in and seeing what comes out. There. There too. Okay, I'm again away from the camera. I hope you can see hear me. Let's see as well. I'm thinking we are done. Like that. Let me just wet that